Good evening, everyone. My name is Someshwar. I welcome all of you on behalf of Art of Living Organization to Yog Vaashishtha evening session. नमस्ते, मैं सोमेश्वर आप सभी का आर्ट ऑफ लिविंग संस्था की तरफ से योग वाशिष्ठ के सायंकाल के सत्र में स्वागत करता हूँ। टुडे वी आर ऑन डे 92 और आज हम लोग शिव क्या होते हैं, शिव पूजन क्या होता है, शिव ने सुझाया वह जो आत्म पूजन, वह आत्म पूजन क्या होता है। अक्सर हमने गुरुदेव को रुद्र पूजा करते हुए देखा होगा, तो रुद्र पूजा में करते समय गुरुदेव रुद्र को अर्पण करते हैं, वहां पे शिव पिंडी होती है उसके ऊपर अर्पण करते हैं और समटाइम्स ही आल्सो पुट्स इट ऑन हिज ओन हेड आल्सो। वो क्या होता है, कभी भी हमने देखा तो किसी भी प्रकार की पूजा करते हैं तो हमें दिखाई देते हैं, लेकिन शिव किसकी पूजा करते हैं? शिव को तो हमेशा आंखें बंद करके वहां पे बैठे हुए ध्यान मग्न ही देखा पाया जाता है। किसी भी सिंबॉलिक स्वरूप में जब शिव को देखते हैं तो बोलते ऐसे ध्यान मग्न होके वहां पे बैठे रहते हैं। शिव किसकी पूजा करते हैं? ये सारे क्यूरियस क्वेश्चन जो होते हैं अपने मन में, उसका जो इंसाइट्स है, जो नॉलेज है उसके अंदर का, वो आज हमें देखने को मिला। We always wonder whenever Gurudev performs the Rudra Puja, he also puts certain things on his own head, no? खुद के ऊपर भी डालते हैं। What is it that whenever we have seen that everybody else seems to be doing the puja of this devta, that devta, no? Doing the puja of Shiva, but we never seen Shiva is doing a puja of anybody. Always we have been seen the Shiva is depicted as the one who is just sitting and close with a closed eyes doing the dhyan. So whom does Shiva worships? So these are all the curious questions that comes to mind, and today's session will focus, throw some light on these curious subject. So let us begin our session just like we do it every single day by chanting Om 3 times, and then we'll continue with the session. Aram se baith jaye. Let's all sit comfortably. Hands on the thighs, open to the sky. आंखें बंद कर ले, क्लोज योर आईज। चेहरे पे एक हल्की सी मुस्कान, विथ जेंटल स्माइल ऑन योर फेस। ब्रीथ इन एंड ब्रीथ आउट। टेक वन मोर डीप ब्रेथ and let go. Let's take a deep breath and chant Om. Let us invoke the divinity within. गुरु का आवाहन कर ले। आवाहनम् 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 पुनः पुनः let us express our gratitude towards the master, towards the divinity. गुरु वंदना कर ले। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुर्साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। गुरु से प्रार्थना कर ले। Whatever the words that come out of this mouth, whatever the actions that are happening, whatever the thoughts that come onto our mind, and the power of discrimination arise in our intellect, the impressions that might be getting created in your memory, if they are, and if still there is an iota of that I, me, let all the known and unknown levels of our existence be inspired by the divine, by the master alone. We, the people walking on the path of liberation, have already experienced that liberation, that mukti, moksha, nirvana. So the remaining life, and if we have to come back here again to serve the master, to serve the humanity, to express our gratitude, to spread this knowledge, let all that be inspired by the divine, by the master alone. Feel the presence of the master within and outside, and slowly and gradually you may open your eyes. धीरे धीरे अपनी प्यारी सी आंखें खोल सकते हो। Jai Gurudev. So let us continue with our session. This evening session we conduct in English, and the same session will be conducted in Hindi tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock. So we have seen, it's not that certain things we have not heard before, but the delicacy, that intricacy, that fine tuning of the things, that is what is comes up when we surrender to the master. जब उनको सरेंडर करके यहाँ पे बैठ जाते तो जो निकलता है ना, जो मंथन होता है, that amrut, that nectar comes. So what is this? When we say that Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. What is this? What is this? क्या तो फिर क्या ब्रह्मा देव नहीं है, विष्णु देव नहीं है, महेश्वर देव नहीं है, Guru kya hai, Shiva kya hai, Parabrahma kya hai. No, what is then Vishnu? Is Vishnu not a Lord? Is Maheshwara not a Lord here? Is the Brahma not a Lord? Then who is Guru? Why is that we are saying that Guru is that Parabrahma, is that Shiva? And we bow down to that. What is it that? Why is it Gurudev keeps on saying that you, yourself, Ishwar, no, the Paramatma, the Lord, and the Guru, they are synonym to each other. They are no different than each other. Why is it so? What is this beautiful knowledge is about? No, so that is what comes from the Vaashishtha Muni and Shiva today. He explains these finer, minute details, no, going into deeper into the knowledge. That is what will come out today. So here we are looking at now chapter number 60. 66 or 65, 66. That is the on the Kailashpur, the mountain Kailasha, there is this Shiva who resides. No? Shiva, Gauri Shankar, Gauri as well as Parvati and Shiva, they resides. Now, not physically, no, these are symbolic in nature. Gurudev on your Mahashivratri, many times I explained it. Don't think that there is somebody physical, somebody who is sitting there on the Kailasha and you go and find it out. Nobody, you will not get it neither today nor in the past it was there. So these are all symbolic representation that Shiva is that Nirguna, that there is no Shiv, there is no Akar. Now, all these things also will come here in detail. We'll see how it is. So since my childhood, I have been hearing this in my house. No? So they used to say this. Shastrabhyasan ko, Shruti padun ko, Tirthasi zaun ko, Yogabhyasan ko, Vrate makhan ko, Tivre tapeti nako, Kalache bhaya manasi dharunako, Dushtasi shanku nako, Jachiya smarane pati tatarati, To shambhu sodu nako, Namah Parvati pataye, Har Har Mahadev. And whenever I used to hear this since my childhood, this sloka is in Marathi. I will translate it in English also. And when I translate it, even the way I used to wonder, you will also start wondering what is this said here. And many times when we pick up the literal meaning of it, one can get confused. Shastra Bhyasana is said there is no need to, you have to study the Shastras. Shastra Bhyasana ko Shruti. We know all these scriptures, Shruti and Smriti are two things where there is a lot of knowledge that has been given this. Shastra Bhyasana ko Shruti Padunako. You need not read the Shrutis. Shastra Bhyasana ko Shruti Padunako. Tirthasi Zaunako. There is no need to go even on a pilgrimage also. Tirthasi Zaunako. Yoga Bhyas. There is no need to do the Yoga Bhyas also. Yoga Bhyasanako, Vrate Makanako. We have seen people do a lot of tapasya, a lot of tennis, all this. Tivre tapeti nako. Kalache bhaya manasi dharnako means the kal. No, everybody has that fear about the death in your mind. Kalache bhaya manasi dharno. In your chitta, do not have the fear of even that kala. Kalache bhaya manasi dharnako. Dustashi shanku nako. The one we always say, be in the company of the good people. Be bad people. Do not be in a company of those people. Dustashi shanku nako. Jachiya smarane pateti tarati. Just by the remembrance of that, just the glimpse of that, just remembrance of that, pateti tarati means all your papa, all your things will just diminish just like anything. Patiti tarti to Shambhu Sodunako. Here Shambhu is referred to the Shiva. To Shambhu Sodunako. This is what it is the meaning of this. Now this is the literal meaning which I told you just now. Whatever is there, I just translated. Now let us look at it, the deeper meaning of that, and that deeper meaning of that will come now. Now Vaashishtha Muni is addressing this in Yoga Vaashishtha, this deeper meaning of this shloka comes out. He has mentioned this n number of times. When you're walking on this path of knowledge, when you're walking on the path of this Jnana Samadhi, you that the path that people do yagya, people do pujas, people do they go to pilgrimage, they do all the tapascharya, tap tennis and all that. Vashishtha Muni says that that is all not required when you are walking on this path of knowledge, walking on this path of Gyan Samadhi. Now it is not said here that you need not do it. It has its own importance, and that aspect also comes today. We'll see it. That aspect has come earlier also, but this aspect is coming together now from Vashishtha Muni also and Shiva also. And how is that? Let us look at it in detail. Petal by petal, he is Vashishtha Muni is now opening the things. So earlier to this, the background is that we have seen, we have started with a chapter number 6 called Nirvan Prakaran. No, the liberation, the Mukti Moksha. Till now, we have seen the 5 chapters. We have seen the Vairagya of Rama, the dispassion of Rama. Then we have seen the Muksha Vyavahara Prakaran, means the people who are walking on the path of liberation, how their behavior, what are their Dainandin routine should be. We've seen that one has to do the Purushartha, Dharma, Artha, Kam, and Moksha. Gurudev speaks about it. You have to follow your daily routine duties. Dharma, Artha, you have to earn what you are supposed to fulfill your duties. Kama means have a goal in your life. The material goal associate with the bigger goals in your life. Dharma, Artha, Kam, and Moksha, and always have that final goal in your life is of the mukti, of the moksha, freedom. Second chapter, third chapter, if you really want to go to that level, you have to understand who you are, how you have come here. So Utpatti Prakaran, creation of this universe. The fourth chapter, as you have already come here, although Vashishtha Muni have told us that this entire Jagat is unreal world, yet we have to be in this world, how our behavior should be. What is it that we should do? Is the fourth chapter, the Sthiti Prakaran. And then once you understood it, how do you drop this mind? How do you become calm and quiet and attain the self-realization? That is the fifth chapter, Upasham Prakaran. Now in this Prakaran, now all these things are there. Once you have attained that peace of mind, how do you go and attain the nirvana, that liberation? What is it that? That is where we have heard a Kak Bhushund namak ek kavve the kro the. We have heard a story of that. He is the one, despite of being in as a crow, just by focusing on the prana spandan and the breath and the nirodha of that, taking a pause in between the breath, he has attained the nirvana. No? Not just the nirvana, he has become immortal. He has seen all the multiple times this entire universe getting created and destroyed. Srishti ka lay and utpatti, many times he has seen. He said even to Vashishtha Muni that this is your eighth birth. Even for you also, this is your eighth birth. I have seen n number of such Ramayana Mahabharatas are written. N number of times, 108 times Buddha has come here in front of my eyes. Many times I have seen Vishnu taking the form of Brahmadev, Brahmadeva taking the form of Vishnu and creating this world, and Rudra is destroying this world. It is all have happened in front of me. Look at this. How, when Vashishtha Muni asked him, how did you attain all these things? He said that point of time, the Sarva Sreshta, the possible topmost way of doing it is to self-inquiry, to your knowing your own self. That is, but that point of time, I was just a crow. I did not have dinner. Now he is addressing Vashishtha for the Gyani like you. This was very smooth. But for us, we did not have any such Gyan. We did not have any such knowledge. So we continued to walk whatever was available with me 24/7, and that was my breath. So I just focused on that prana and apan, and then using that, applying the nirodha, in between taking a pause and being myself in that avastha of Shiva avastha. I just focus on that, and that is how I have attained all these things. Just by doing the prana spanda nirodha. We have seen all these things in detail in the last 1 or 2 sections. Now here Vashishtha Muni continues that, hey Rama, when this type of thing happened, one fine day, I appeared to go. Now you also drop all this imaginary thing, all these kalpanic things. You also drop that imagined things and establish yourself in the Sakshi Bhava, the ultimate observer. And here Rama, that aham mama, means whatever that ahankara is still, that bhava is still here. No, you leave that, because that becomes the root cause of your entanglement into this world. Drop that, and that atma surya means that Parama Chaitanya, that Atma. Now you establish yourself into that. No, you do for that. And then he says, one fine day it happened like this. No, that now he is describing the Shankara, Shiva Shankara. So one fine day that the Lord who carries the moon on his head, the one who wears the serpent, the one who appears and stays in the mountain Kailasha, the Gauri and Shankara. So one fine day, I started doing the upasana of that Shiva Shankara. So he goes and set up an ashram at the bottom of Kailash over there. And like this, that is his daily routine, along with so many other siddhas. No? There are so many people associating siddhas, are associating with Vaashishtha Muni, and they all does the tapasya. They all does the puja, upasana of Shiva. So he said that like this, the Akhanda Tapacharya on the river bank of the river Ganges, I set up the ashram and I continue to this Tapacharya. Now there in that ashram, there were a lot of many books, there were a lot of granthas also were there. And then we used to study that and we used to do the Shiva Upasana. So like this, when this continued, Akhanda Chintan, it continued for a lot of time, not many years it continued. And then one fine day in the month of Shravan, we saw that Gauri Shankar, both of them, and along with the Nandi, they are coming. So basically the Shiva Shankar and the Gauri Shankar gives the darshana. He appears in front of Vaashishtha Muni. So he offers all the flowers, he offers all the jala in the path of where they are coming. He bow down to Shiva Shankara and then he expresses his gratitude, does his puja. And that is where when all these things done with the permission of Shiva Shankara, they all settle down for the having the conversation. So when that conversation start, the Maheshwara, the Shiva, he asked him that, are you okay? You have already achieved the Brahma Pada, you already achieved your Atma Gyani, self-realized, enlightened soul. Have you attained that Drushti? Have you attained that thing? Are you continuing with your sadhana? Are you continuing with all the things? Do you have any things that you would feel like to share with me, that anything, something which is bothering with you? Is there any fear that is remaining in you? All these things Shiva himself asked to Vaashishtha Muni. And this is where the Vaashishtha Muni addresses Shiva, the one who is in constant chintan of you. How can they experience all these things? The one who is in constant realization of you as a Shiva, is becoming one with you. How can even the fear even can touch their heart? How can the Kala also can touch their heart? They are mukt, they are free from the fear of even death also. The moment they feel one with you, they always do your smaran. They always remember you. For them, nothing else is required. They are the one who are completely established in the Paramananda, in the Param Sukha, because they have become one with the Shiva. They have attained this. So like this, he expresses all this, that just by remembering your name, one can just get into all the possible knowledge. How can the asaktis, how can all these vishayas, those five senses and its outward tendencies can even touch to the being who is in constant remembrance of you, Shiva. Like this, he expresses all his gratitude and says that because of all these things, because I constantly be in your Chandana, your Smarana, all these things are automatically disappearing. They no way can even come near to me. That is what we have seen in that shloka. There is nothing else required. Once you are just being in a constant remembrance that you are Shiva, you are Atma, you are that. And that is where the Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Deva Maheshwara means that Shiva, that Guru, that Ishwar, that Brahma, that Chaitanya, consciousness, Ishwar, Paramatma, Brahma, whatever the name you call, it is really immaterial, because these names are given for the sake of understanding, and that is also comes when Shiva talks to him. So like this, he expresses himself, he expresses gratitude, and now he asks Shiva that, hey Prabhu, that all these things are there, we are experiencing all these things, but as you are there, we would like to hear from you. what is it that one should do in their life? What is it that they really pray? Which Dev is there? To that Dev one should pray to attain. And probably, okay, we know there are multiple other paths, but which is the one which is the quickest? Which is the one which is just like that one can get into that thing, which is the ultimate topmost? Kindly guide us, because now the Shiva himself is there in front of Vasishtha Muni also. Despite of doing all these things, he would like to hear it from Shiva. What is it that Shiva wants to guide us? And this is where Shiva now tell that, hey Brahmagyani. Now look at him. One is Shiva and one is Brahmagyani here. How they are addressing each other. Huh? He also says, hey Prabhu, and here Shiva is also addressing, hey Brahmagyani. Not that, okay, I am Shiva, and no, hey Brahmagyani. As you anyway asked this, let me tell you the Sarva Uttam. No, what is the puja? If you are offering in your prayer, what is the Sarva Uttam? What is the one which is the best of something that to offer your prayers to that Deva? What is that Vidan? And he says that, okay, now let me tell you this. He addresses, now we need to really be careful, because what is being said here need not be understood very literally, otherwise it will hurt the sentiments of some sects. No, so here Vasishtha Shiva is saying here the Pundari Kaksha Vishnu is not the god. Then he said that Trilochana Shankara is also not the god. He said the Brahmadev is also not the Mukhya god. No, so he's telling that all these three, whatever we have been usually worshipping, because we are here in India, we have been going through all the shastras and things, and idol worship is one of the very prime part of our daily routine life. And then we have been always praying to something called as Saguna, Sa Akara, with form. We always had that habit because of the sanskara that we have been going through. We go to the temple and we offer our worship and all these things. Now here it is being said that whatever all these things are, this Saguna, this Sa Akara, all these things are not real God, because God is not something to be expressed in the form. No? Why these forms are come, that knowledge also comes. So all these things are not God. Then what is it there? Then he said, then is this Deha? Is this God? He said that Deha is also not God. Then okay, go to the next level. There are some feelings that appears here. There are some thoughts that appears here. Is that God? Is that feeling, that bhava? Is that God? He said no. All the panchendriyas, five senses, is that God? No. He said even that is also not the God. Then what is it there? Then he says that something which is there, which is not krutrim. All these things are krutrim, means if you see the idol, it's krutrim. No, it's whatever you say it in a form, it is a krutrim thing. It's probably the man-made, and all these akaras and all these things are, somebody has given them the name. But something which is beyond this, something which does not have a form, something which does not have a akara. Now Shiva is talking about something as a nirguna. No, nirguna, nirakar, adi, anadi, ananta, ajanma. The one who has not taken birth, the one who does not die, the one who is kalatit, the one who is beyond time. No, ajanma, the one who has not taken birth, kalatit, beyond time. Then adi means adi, anadi. Adi anadi means the one is not that he was there yesterday and he is there now. No, he was always there. There is no kal, there is no time here. It is beyond desh kal. No, there is no boundaries. Ananta. We say no, that's a desh and the boundary. No, there is no boundary. It is Ananta. Adi means he has been there always. No? Not that it is there now, it was yesterday, future. There is nothing like that. He was Adi, Anadi, Ananta, Ajanma, Ajar, Amar. Ajar, Amar means the immortal. He has not taken any birth. Adi, Anadi, Ananta, Amar. No, all these things. If you go, we can see the Vishnu Sahasrama like that. There are Shiva Sahasrama. So many names of that Shiva is what we represent. But just for our sake of understanding, we give some name so that we can offer and worship. So it is beyond all these names, beyond all these forms, the which that exists. That is what is that Shiva Tattva, that principle. We say, no, Guru is not a physical embodiment. We are so much blessed that to have that Guru Tattva in a physical embodiment, in a physical form. Three Guna Sahit, we say in Guru Puja, Three Guna Sahit. No, the one who is there in the Three Guna means in a physical embodiment, the master is there. That Shiva, that Brahma is there with us. No? It's our own Swarup, that self is there with us to guide us, to show us that path. It is because of that when we say that Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, means you say Shankar, you say Rudra, you say Vishnu, you say Brahmadev, 33 koti, 33 crores of names are there. No, you take any name, it refers to only that one single tattva, one single consciousness, that Atma, that self, that Guru Tattva, that Shiva Tattva, that Brahman. It is not different, it is the same. There is only one that exists. No? Even the Sai said, Sabka Malik Ek. Even Muslims also say, there is only one Allah. Even Krishna also said, you bow down to me alone. Mamekam Shraman. Means ek akelo, ek mujhe hi, yes, you just go and become surrender to me. I am the only one. If you see that Virat Roop, today itself, today and day before yesterday, 2-3 days, now Krishna is showing that Virat Roop to Arjuna. What is it that Virat Roop? Other than me, nothing exists. No, Jesus also said, I am the only way. Everybody, you everywhere you go, it is will say that I am the only way. This is the only path that you are taught. Why? Because there is no other two. The one who comes to this realization, they will not address anything with duality. That Advaita, that Vedanta philosophy, that non-duality will come into picture, and it is that one. Now then, when existence, it is that Shiva. It is that Shiva which is Paripurna. It is complete in itself. No? Then it is that Prakash Swarup, it is that Tejomay. No, it is self-luminous. No, there is no external thing that is required to express it. It is self-luminous. That entire energy, that entire Shakti is present in that Shiva. It is that Shiva Tattva. So this also addresses, now that shloka is very completely understood now why it is being said, all these things were like this. It doesn't mean that you should not do it, but he said that may not be required. You just directly go to the source. So once you directly have a source with you, if you directly have access to the king, you need not go and talk to the soldiers. No, there's no need. If you directly have access to the prime minister, probably you need not speak to other minister. There is no need. So it is that kind of sort that you already have access to this. Hold on to that. No? They pray to that, and that something, that Shiva Tattva, that Brahma Tattva, where it is sitting somewhere. Not somewhere outside, it is there in you. Omnipresence, omnipotent, it is there within us. It is that self, what you refer to as your Jiva. But you refer that Jiva and Shiva, they are not different. It is that Ahankara which says that, okay, I am separate, I am Jiva. But in reality, this Jiva and this Shiva, they are not two different things. It's the same thing. So that thing where it's not even a chitta, it's not even your mind. Is beyond your mind, beyond all your existence, 6 levels of our existence. But there's so beautifully happiness program. Feel so grateful that what master have you. No, that's it. No, so all the 6 are not you. No, Neti, even Shruti also say not this, not this, not this. Whatever answer comes, say not this, I'm not this, I'm not this. What remains is that I don't know, that is what you are. Can you know that? You cannot know that. It is beyond knowing, because knowing is very limited. Their capacity of 5 senses very limited. That is the reason Guru is been said the Guru principle, Guru Tattva, Shiva Tattva. No, it is that principle. It is that consciousness. Even this comes in Gita also, when Krishna tells Arjuna that, hey, look, I am teaching you. I have taught your ancestors, and I am going to teach your upcoming all the people. Arjuna says, come on, what is that you are taking? I can understand that you have taught my ancestors. I can understand you are teaching me now. And you are saying that I will teach you in the future, all these things. How is that possible? He says, look, you have come here multiple times. I have also come here multiple times. You don't remember it. I remember it all. And don't consider me as a physical body here. It is that principle. It is that Guru Tattva which is there. No? That's the reason Krishna is said, no, Jagat Guru. No? Krishna Mande Jagat Guru. That is the reason that Guru Tattva that is there, which is omnipresent. It is there. It is all the time pervading, it is there. No, it is that Shiva Tattva, it is that Guru Tattva, it is yourself which is always there. You are always there. You never, what you really are is not something which dies. No? It is always there. No, that is beautiful. Now then, still, despite of all these things, why there is a need to do the Murti Puja, worship, that all these things that we do, why that is required? So that is where Shiva is telling that it does happen. See, someone is there who is walking on the path, and if they are not able to walk one yojan is means like a good amount of time. For example, someone who starts from Rishikesh and wants to go Delhi, there's a lot of distance that is there. No, some who is not able to do that. Suddenly, you will not go and ask somebody to, okay, chalo, let's start do the Surya Namaskar today. Let's do 108. Do we do that? No, we don't do that. So what is that we do? Oh, let's do 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's do that and then over practice. So it is like that. The one who are not able to, because it is very difficult for people to understand, because we have been trained the movement right now. After taking a birth, all these five senses comes into picture. We are always used to something, seeing something and speak to them, talk to them, offer anything to them, love them, hug them. All these sanskaras, they are there. It becomes very difficult for someone to worship something which is not, which they can't see. So these are all the very few basic steps to start with. One can go and offer their prayer. One can do the puja. One can offer all their prayers to the idol worship. That is also there. So that is also important. All offering all your haldi, kumkum, pushpa. We do na Guru Puja also, we do it every single day. We offer all these things either at the level of mind, and if you are performing, you also offer it physically. So it is expressing. Gurudev talks about it is, now you have attained that, you have that. This nature, this Tattva have given us so much in abundance. Now what we are doing, we are just expressing our gratitude in the form of that puja. So that's the reason it's done. That's the reason even Gurudev also performed the Rudra Puja. Recently we have seen the Navaratris, even the Krishna Janmashtami, all the festivals. Despite of they knowing everything, that he himself is the one, despite of that he offers, so that all our other, all our next generation, they get a habit of doing this. They get into the discipline of doing this. So that is the reason it is important to even do that. If you do it, even in Yog Vaashishtha also said, the Manas Puja is Sarvasreshta. You need not actually offer the flower. You close your eyes and you just do the offer. Manas Puja is good enough. But still, when you go and you are in this protocol, you do this so that it establishes in the next generation also. So that is also, it's been clarified here. That is not that drop it. No, please do continue. Wherever your Shraddha, wherever your faith is there, irrespective of the name what you take, please continue to worship wherever you have your faith with. That is what Shiva tells to, that this is the Sarvottam. This is the ultimate that one can do. And then it comes that when you do this Chitta Swabhava, what are the Samagri that is. So he said that Bodha, Shama, and that Sama, that equanimous state, that mind, that Shama, that Shradhi, that one are established in with, offer that now to the thing. And then he says different things. Then Atma Pujan is also there. We already consumed a lot of time here. We'll see all these details tomorrow. So that also clarifies why sometimes Gurudev offer Rudra, Shiva Pindi, sometimes he offer it on self, because you are not different than that. You are also the same. You are also the same. There are no two. The Guru, you and the Ishwar, they are not different. It's the same. So all these intricate details, that whenever we hear something, and then probably we don't understand the literal, the deep meaning of it. Words say something, but there is that Guyartha, there is that Laksha, something, there is that goal. When we come into such knowledge, when we come into Guru, when we come into contact with such scriptures like Yog Vaashishtha, it takes us into deeper and deeper meaning of all such things. And when we sit together, do the manthan, do the brainstorm session, which will happen now, then you will notice that many more pearls, many more knowledge points, dimensions, that also we get to hear from all the Guru Swarup, all the sadhus. No, this like you all are there. So again, expressing my gratitude towards the master and all you are Guru Sarup. I'd like to hand over this session to all of you. We can initiate that brainstorm session here. If you have any question, you are welcome to ask that. We can put forward that in front of the team, and then we can hear what could be the probable answer, opinions here. Not somebody is right or wrong, but just an opinion. This is one of the possibility. This could be another possibility also. Like that, we can have a brainstorm session for you. Over to you all. I'll take a pause. I'll hand over this session to all of you. Unmute option is already been made available to you. You can unmute yourself and speak. Before we do that, today is also a very special day for us. Today is Sangeetaji's birthday. Sangeetaji, wish you many happy returns of the day. सागर में एक लहर उठी तेरे नाम की, सागर में एक लहर उठी तेरे नाम की, तुझे मुबारक खुशियां आत्मज्ञान की. क्या बनाने वाले ने बनाया, आपको मुबारक है खुशियां किसकी, तो बोलते आपको मुबारक खुशियां आत्मज्ञान की, तुझको है अनंत में जाकर मिल जाना, तुझको है अनंत में जाकर मिल जाना, तू है सुंदर फूल इस संसार की, तू है सुंदर फूल इस संसार की. हैप्पी बर्थडे टू यू, happy birthday to you, happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Jai Gurudev Sangeeta ji. Happy birthday.
Thank you very much, Someshwar ji. That was lovely. Huh? Amazing. Thank you for all the grace that has been flowing in me. Thank you to the Gurudev. So I'm in gratitude. That's what you just said, you know, to be in gratitude. And really, I can see, I can feel his grace has been working on me so much, you know. Whatever you can see today, it's his grace actually, being here, talking, being with you all, everything, whatever is there, it is his grace. So I'm really in gratitude to all of you, to Gurudev, to you, Someshwar ji, and to all our viewers who are here with me for all the support they give me. Talking, expressing myself, keeping my views here. So thank you. Thank you for making my birthday so blissful. Thank you.
Sangeeta ji, happy birthday to you.
Thank you, my dear. Thank you. Thank you. So I would just love to share the first point is that is what it is said here, ki you are that Shiva, you know, Tattvamasi. So that Shiva, you are that means you will have to experience that. And how do we do that? When you're firmly established into your own self and that grace flows to you, you are in gratitude. So that is what it is. That is Tattvamasi. That is I am, that thou art. So that is what we have to keep on. We have come here. Our purpose of life only is that actually, to experience it. I am that. So that is my first point. And should we have a round? So that is like everybody can share. Or yeah, okay, that's a good thing actually, so that we all can share our takeaways from here.
Absolutely. So Divya ji, Sridevi ji, Urmila ji, what we do here, we just pass on the round, no? So one takeaway, second takeaway, third takeaway, we just share what is it that we heard, what are our takeaways, what is that we feel, and then that is how we contribute to the session. So it's a teamwork. So you can just, and it's okay, even if you do not want to start your video, you can just unmute yourself and you can speak. That is absolutely fine. Over to you all.
So we need to pass the ball, it seems. Yeah.
Yeah, you can call up somebody's name.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah. So, Kanchan ji, can you please आपका take away बता सकते हैं? हिंदी में बताइए, इंग्लिश में बताइए. Anyways, no worries about it. Okay. So Kanchan ji is not there. Savita ji, are you there?
anyone can just unmute.
Yeah. Just
Calling it-
unmute. Divya, anybody?
Anybody can do it.
Come on.
And this is not a force, huh? This is a pure request with a love. And if you want to keep silent, mount, that is also absolutely fine. There is nothing like that. We can continue. Yes, Sangeeta ji, you can continue.
Yeah, okay. It's lovely for me. So, as we were in that grace only, you know. So what happens when we are in the grace? We reach to the state of self-fulfillment, you know. And Vashishtha Muni says, Lord, please, can you explain me ki how can I reach up to that stage? So Vashishtha Muni is also asking, you know, ki what is the method of worshipping the Lord, which destroys all the sins and promotes all the auspiciousness. Okay, maybe my pronunciations. So the Lord says is, who can you say who is a God, you know? So he says ki God is neither Shiva, neither Brahma, Vishnu, nobody, nor the wind, nor the moon, nor the sun, nobody, nor the king, nor you, nor I, nor the mind, nor the intellect. So he's saying all these are not God. Then who is God? God is without form and undivided. Means not in the objects. That splendor, which is not made and which has neither beginning or end, is known as God or Deva. Or Lord, which is pure consciousness. So that is alone is to be worshipped, and that alone all is. Yeah, which is beyond boundaries. And as Someshwarji just said, he's Anadi, you know, Amar, Ajar, Avinashi. So all these qualities are there which are in God, and that is actually he is just beyond all these boundaries of all that. Yeah, and the one who is undivided. So that Shiv he is alone, he is referred to as God, who is undivided and indivisible by space and time. So he is indivisible by space and time, whose light illumes all the objects and whose pure and absolute consciousness. He is that intelligence which is beyond. So he is beyond everything. That is what we just saw. And he is pure and absolute consciousness. This Brahman is in the middle of the being and non-being. It is God and the truth that is indicated as Om. So this is what it is. And it exists everywhere. Like the essence in a plant. You see the essence in a plant. You cannot see, but it is in the whole plant. It is there, that essence. That pure consciousness which is in you and in me and in all the gods and goddesses alone is God. So that pure consciousness, again, it comes back. It is there, and the entire universe is that pure consciousness. And that is God. That all I am. Everything is attained from that. That is through him. So that is what is the Shiva Shakti. Shiv that we see alone, who is referred to as God. So that is my second takeaway today, which is a very beautiful one. All the takeaways are, of course, amazing. And anybody else would like to go ahead? Please. When you say, you know, it is for you that when you talk, it comes here. So it is for your own benefit that we give the takeaways actually. Yeah. So anybody else would like to come up with that? Anybody?
Here there is a question, Savita
Yes.
ji is asking, how God, Guru and Atma are same. So let me extend that. How God, Guru and Atma, not these three. How God, Guru, Atma, Someshwar, Sangeeta, Savita, Divya, Kanchan, Nirmala ji, Rohini ji, how they are all same? Why to limit only to three, na? Why that question is limited to 3? Go beyond. Whatever you see with your open eyes, just ask this question to all that. Go and ask this question, how that all are same, not just God, Guru and Atma. Because other than that one, that nothing exists. It's the one that's Chaitanya, it is that supreme consciousness that alone exists. It's that Shiva, that Brahman. The name we are calling it. We don't know. We don't know who that is. Does anybody know Shiva is there or Brahma is there? We don't know. It is we are calling that. We are saying, okay, these are all just for our sake of understanding. We are addressing that energy with some name. How many? In Indian philosophy, 33 crores. That is also not limited, unlimited names. No, so many are there. So we are calling it with that name, but ultimately it's same. There are no two. And that is what the Advaita philosophy is. That is what the Vedanta philosophy is. The non-duality. Because of that, the God, Guru and Atma, they are not different. They are same. Means that divinity is there in you also. So it's not just in God, Guru and Atma. That Atma is there in you, no, Savitaji. So you are also that same. You are also God. You are also Guru. So it's same. That there is no difference in that. Does that make sense, or you would like to contribute something more, Savitaji? Unmute करके बात कर सकते हैं. Yes, that's absolutely fine. Okay, good. Anything else that we need to add today? Urmila ji, Kanchan ji, Savita ji, Nirmal ji, Rohini ji. Any one of you can unmute and then we can. Sri Devi ji. If not, then आज के इस सत्र को हम लोग यहीं पर रोक लेंगे. We'll take a pause here so that we can meet tomorrow. Jai Gurudev.
Jai Gurudev, and thank you again, once again, for making my day so blissful and showering the grace on me. Yeah, I'm really thankful to all of you. Thank you, Someshwarji, and thank you all. Thank you.
Once again, many happy returns of the day, Sangeeta ji. Jai Gurudev.
Jai Gurudev.
Gurudev. Many happy returns of the day. Guruji's blessings keep on showering on you like this, and you keep on giving us good knowledge.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
So